Well, hopefully things work better today. Got my nice cool music. I've got, well, an empty glass in front of me, but here we are for episode 3. Now, I thought I'd do this. I was thinking about like doing this sort of bi-weekly instead of weekly. Whatever. In any case, this is episode 3 of Levelution. Just talking about random news articles, the games that I like to stream. Just a sort of more casual approach, something different. Why not? So here we are again this week. A little bit later than usual, but that's fine. This cold has done an absolute number on me, and yeah, I've been sneezing and coughing all day, annoying everyone in the office as usual. But I am still standing, and I am, looking forward to it. Looking forward to this week because I'm going to be playing Zoo Tycoon, Planet Zoo. That's what it's called. I'm going to be playing Planet Zoo on Friday, and that's going to be pretty awesome. Looking forward to that. Tomorrow, doing more Prison Architect. I'll talk a bit more about that later, because I did finally get to 500 prisoners, which is, something that was unexpected. But, as is tradition, I just found some news articles that I'd like to share with you if you haven't seen them yet. And the first one is the Joker coming to Mortal Kombat 11. I'll just play the video. But, yeah, the Joker. One of the most iconic... Okay, that's a reference. One of the most iconic characters in probably comic book history. One of the most effective villains. A villain that's really sort of just captures the imagination. And I'm going to take this excuse just to talk about the Joker and everything, because it's really sort of amazing. Like, I don't know. I like I said, I'm not sure if I said it before, but I'm a huge, Batman fan, and I think I fall into the more sort of popular notions that one of the reasons why Batman's so great is because he has great villains that contrast him and go up against him and challenges him, and really, in a meta sense, brings something really great to the story that just makes it really interesting to watch. And Joker is the best example of that. And it doesn't matter what the medium is. It could be cartoons, movies, video games, of course, but the Joker always has a real presence about him, unpredictable sort of nature, sort of thing. Like, oh, you're not in on the joke. It's always a lot of fun. I mean, if it was the Joker in real life, that would be the most scariest thing ever. But in the realms of video games, it's just so much fun. And it's good that he's going to Mortal Kombat 11. Unfortunately, he couldn't be in the better iteration of Mortal Kombat, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah. Apparently it's for sale, as most things are today, which is pretty cool. And I guess I can share my thoughts about Joker, that movie that was very, I think, marketed in a way where it's sort of like it rode the line, got everybody talking about it, and apparently everybody who could see it went to go see it. It was one of those films. I went with my father to see Joker, and it was intense, man. I mean, from on the big screen, the music, it was quite the experience. It was an extremely effective movie. I mean, I haven't really seen it since. I haven't had the hankering to see it since, but it's definitely like an actual movie experience. You're not left film disappointed or confused or whatever. You're on this sort of ride. You're seeing life through the eyes of someone who absolutely falls into madness, snaps, and just does a lot of bad things. And yeah, great movie. But yeah, it was just a real great movie. I'm not really a movie reviewer, but I'm not really a reviewer in general. but I felt like, yeah, Joker is just almost a seminal character, really. And, you're not surprised to sort of see him in video games still, and I think he's one of those ones that's just going to stand the test of times, man. Like Hercules or, Sherlock Holmes or something. Like, stuff that was created decades and hundreds of years ago, and people still sort of know what it is. And I think Joker is going to be one of those villains. So great to see him. It's great to see him here. The next one I have for you is Doom Eternal. Will not include microtransactions or store. Now, it could be just my opinion here, but it is a little bit sad that this is news. I mean, I don't want to demean anyone into how they make their money, because it's what you can do. God forbid I tell people not to earn a living, but every time you go into a game and it's like that guy in Mass Effect that sits on your ship and be like, hey, you want to buy something? It just takes you out the immersion, man. So yeah, like I said, it earns a few cool points from people who care about that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll make the game any better or worse. I mean, like I said, it's interesting that this is news. You would think that most games wouldn't have need for a shop, but a lot of them do. I mean, it doesn't mind if it's in the menu or something where you can't see it. I mean, the ones that annoy me are the ones where the actual NPCs in the world trying to sell you stuff, because it's like the memory that I have is that when you're in Dragon Age and you're wandering around, and then there's this guy who's just sort of like, hey, I can tell you where this place is, but it's going to cost you money. Oh, you mean 12 gold florins? No, actual money. We're not playing here. All right, kid. Now get your credit card. So yeah. So it's I guess it's interesting. I mean, I don't think this game needs any more hype. I mean, I think the Doom game that came out was extremely well received. A lot of people looking forward to this one. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm not sure if I'll play it on stream, because that would be embarrassing. Me playing a first-person shooter or whatnot. But it's pretty interesting to keep an eye on. Doom Eternal coming out. Can't wait. I can't wait to try it out. It's pretty interesting. Not sure if I'll buy it straight away, because I'm not. I'm a huge fan of the really old version. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Next one that caught my eye was Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption have sold a combined 150 million units. That is okay. Look at that one later. Sorry about that. That was, no, I just think that's amazing. Like it's, crazy even, because it's like I used to, I don't want to be that hipster guy, but I was I remember playing Grand Theft Auto on PC. I remember having the map right next to me. GTA helped me learn how to read a map. I mean, this is the years before TomTom or Google Maps or stuff like that. So this taught me how to read a map, drive and follow directions, and be like, okay, I gotta go here, go here. And to sort of see it when I was surprised that my friends were talking about it, and then it became a huge phenomenon, and then everyone's talking about it. It's just crazy. And I feel like Rockstar has made so many bold moves, and I think they are an example towards a lot of video game companies. Like, they don't kowtow to stuff. They don't mind a bit of bad press. It doesn't cripple them. And I feel like this is I think this is their just dues for the hard work and innovation that they put in, because they don't just rest on their laurels. They really work hard on each iteration to make it very individual and has its own sort of style. Like, it doesn't feel like they're reskinning and rehashing everything. It feels like they do want to try new things, and And with San Andreas and GTA 5, I do feel like they try and put as much in as humanly possible. So I think that's very impressive sales figures, and I think the success is well deserved, and really good for them. I also sort of pulled up some of the sales figures for like previous games just to see how it grown through the years, and to go from 3 million with Grand Theft Auto, and then Grand Theft Auto 2 sort of dropped a bit, and then Grand Theft Auto 3 kind of exploded onto the scene. Like, yes, I think everyone remembers when that game came out, and everyone was playing it everywhere, and it was really good. I remember the first sequence. It was that time where there was still the crossover from going from 2D to 3D. So like a lot of stuff that's only been, into sort of proper 3D. Now I know that people will say like, Crackdown was the first open world type game, and there might have been others as well, but GTA 3 refined it, popularized it, and made it its own. And it was, I think it's like to this day you can feel the influence with it, with stuff like Kingdom Come Deliverance, and even like No Man's Sky in the whole aspect that you can go anywhere, and you basically maybe No Man's Sky might not be the best example. It's getting there, but the whole idea that you're in this world, you have your tools, you can converse it in different ways, and you can go out and get out there. It all stems back to GTA 3 really, and it's just like it's really had its own style. And and then we go on to Vice City and San Andreas, which of course need no introduction. And it just goes to show basically what I was saying earlier about the developers really working their hardest to sort of make these games different, because you can watch someone play GTA Vice City and a GTA game, and you can sort of tell, oh, that's Vice City, oh, that's San Andreas. Every game has a sort of, the mainline games have a sort of real well feel to them. Well, I would say an aesthetic, its own aesthetic to them. You've got Vice City, like I think about washed out colours. You're on the beach, it's very bright. Then you got San Andreas, which is a little bit more sort of gritty. It's a little bit rougher. It's like two very distinct games, and it's all very different from GTA 3 and GTA 2, which was set in the future as well. Which is, like I said, Rockstar is not afraid to take risks with a franchise. Like, to me, if I like see something that works, I'll keep doing it till I run into the ground. Listen, I'm on, my main thing is Twitch, and I got a few followers from playing 2 Point Hospital and free Theme Hospital, and I played those games into the ground. So I don't know. I think that in a way, Rockstar kind of inspires me to sort of mix up a bit and not be afraid to try something different and something wild. And I was, it's weird because it's like I don't. It's not like I see their victory as my own, where I'm like, well done guys, we did it. It's like, no, I'm very happy to see like a company that does work hard on its games, that does, really take the craft of video game design seriously, get its reward. And, yes, they're very heavily marketed, but I think the games sell themselves. Like GTA 5, everyone really wanted to play it even with like a 30-second ad. Skeletons, that Skeletons trailer, everyone was like, yeah, I'm already ready. I'm ready going to buy it. I didn't need, even though they had great trailers and they showed off really well. It's actually, no, I think we need to see that Skeletons trailer again. We have time. We have more time in the world. Because I think that's something to be admired. Yeah, why not? Let's go with Rockstar Games. Let's go there and give them the view.
Move here.
Inappropriate for children. Yeah, people have been playing GTA since they were like 6. I played the first GTA game. I can tell the story now because I bought this from like a supermarket, GTA 1, and it had 18 on it, and they let me buy it. I was like, what, 12? They let me buy Grand Theft Auto. I mean, this was GTA 1 days, but I just found it funny. But yeah, like I said, look at this. Look at the crisp graphics. I mean, I know it's a trailer, but you know, it's such a really sort of like a good game. And of course, this was right around the sort of YouTube sort of boom where people would break down trailers like these and like sort of like, oh, you can buy your own houses, and oh, look at that car, and they notice stuff in the background, and you watch those videos and you get all hyped for it because it's like, oh my goodness, it's gonna have this and this and this in it. And when the game came out, it wasn't like people said this and that was missing or this needed to be patched in. No, this was all there from the beginning. It was an entire game. You know, it was a long, great story. You got 3 iconic characters. Well, okay, maybe 1 iconic character. The other 2 are all, okay, but I like them. But yeah, tremendous work. Absolutely tremendous. Tell you what you want about Chinatown Wars. That's the only one of this list that I haven't played, is Chinatown Wars. And, I will probably get by it soon because, why not? Yeah, even the GTA 4 expansions had their own great trailers. I mean, I remember when this was the heyday of game trailers itself. It used to be this website, game news and whatnot. Unfortunately, had to go away. But I remember you can download like videos from there, like trailers and stuff. And I downloaded all the Grand Theft Auto expansion trailers because they were all works of art. Like the biker one, that was like Son of Anarchy. Then you had the Luis Hernandez ones. You had the Ballad of Gay Tony. And it's like, my goodness, these could all be Netflix series. Why has Rockstar have not done a deal with Netflix to get some crime series going? Man, I'm excited. I could write those. That is what the people want. I mean, there was like homages to Breaking Bad in GTA 5, but man, there's some real good stories in there you can sort of tell. And I don't know. It's just like, to me, it's just like, when I saw the headline, I was like, this makes sense. This makes sense that this is one of the best selling games of all time. It's been building for years and is excellent. Absolutely excellent. Okay. Last bit of GTA news I'm going to cover, because so apparently Rockstar's response to claim that GTA 6 is now in development. Now, I assume every time that the games are in development. Like, why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't someone be designing it? Why wouldn't someone be watching out for that? I mean, come on. This is what video games are. Sorry, it's a little bit fuzzy. In any case, so apparently it hasn't been confirmed, but apparently Rockstar has. Yeah. Anyway, so apparently working on his culturally British. Oh dear, let's not bring that up. But yeah, maybe because they're British developers as well. Maybe that's part of my feeling towards it. I mean, I'm not saying that I own a copy of GTA London PlayStation and I'm looking around for it. I can't see it at the moment. I hate when it happens. But yeah, GTA London, get on that. Why isn't that on there? Where was GTA London on that sales chart? How much? Come on, that's the best GTA. You had like Cockney slang. They were like, "Oi, governor." Yeah, I put them on county, okay, governor. Apples and pears. I'm not. Yeah, I can't do the accent. I'm sorry. Anyway, So apparently, of course, they are working on it, and that's all good. And well, like I think I speak for everyone. I say take your time with it. You know, it's fine. You know, I mean, I hope I alive long enough to see it. It looks good. Uh, Congratulations, I guess, to to Rockstar. I think they've earned it. I think they earned it, and I guess we move on to Nintendo Pokemon Home. Okay, is it like PlayStation Home? No, it's got Pokemon. So, I guess, yeah, I guess, I guess this is like the sort of evolution of Pokemon Go, that AGR thing where people were running off cliffs and just running into traffic looking for imaginary Pokemon. But yeah, so yeah, this is apparently a new cloud service. Well, yeah, it's just basically like Pokemon, but for iPhones and stuff like that. Like I said, I like Pokemon. That always catches my eye. Anyone got any thoughts on it and stuff like that? I guess this is like more of a jumping off point to sort of to just talk about like the persistence of the Pokemon series. I mean, you talk about a series like GTA. I think Pokemon is sort of like it's amazing. Like back in '99, and Pokemon was a huge phenomenon. Like people were taking their Game Boys on school trips, and they're still doing it today. And that just speaks to the longevity of Pokemon, which is excellent. So yeah, Pokemon pretty good. Okay, so now we're at talking about more stuff to do with this channel on Twitch, and yeah, ClickPass Foundation. Well, basically, I got to 500 prisoners on on Prison Architect, and ignore the prison riot and the deaths at the moment. There will be at least 500 by the end of this video. But in any case, I think it's an achievement for me because it's like I've never sort of stuck with it to try and get up to a large number. I don't know. I always sort of like just put the game down like after something really bad happens, like you got a real bad prison riot or you get fired or something. So I never really played it to completion, and you know, not doing a great job while doing it. Like I don't think I'm anywhere near good at this game, even in my sort of style. But I'm very happy to get to 500. Now I'm definitely playing tomorrow just so that I can sort of sort out the food situation, because that's the main problem that I'm having with it, because it's like I'm trying to coordinate it so that the 3 kitchens that I have can serve the entire prison. So like this move it up here one sec. So like this kitchen here would service this third of the prison. Then there's like 2 on that side and another up there, and they each have kitchens themselves. And I was having a lot of trouble with it, like because it's like I was trying to like link it using the logistics system, but I was having a real hard time doing that for some reason. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to see what I'm doing wrong and try and correct it so that I can just make a prison that kind of works. And that's what I was looking for. I'm very happy. I mean, that's the only thing with the needs. Like, I'm not quite... Because I considered, like, getting rid of all the red bars on the needs as, like, your prison's doing okay. Like, it's doing okay when you're meeting the bare sort of minimum, and then you can sort of build on that. But I've still got a bunch of red. Something that completely has me pulling my hair out is the shops. It's like, you know, I've got shops all over the prison. Why are the prisoners still upset about luxuries? What else? Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, so yeah, this is perfect. So it's sort of like, what else can I do? Everything else is kind of okay by the end of this. Like bladder, bowels, sleep, food. Well, food is the one I'm trying to sort out. That's the main problem. Where it's like I can't get the chefs to bring the food to where it's needed. And that's a huge upsetting problem for me. But we'll look at that. Safety, that's fine. It's just that we had a prison riot recently. A lot of people getting shot. I wouldn't feel safe myself. Things do calm down a bit, so that's fine. Hygiene, that's okay. Exercise, that's easy. Family is easy as well, as is recreation. Comfort, environment was fine. By the end of this, warmth is fine as well because I get the radiators connected up. Privacy has never been a problem. Freedom is fine, very easy. Clothing, that was a huge issue earlier, and then I kind of solved that with the putting just more laundry rooms. I mean, it means that there are more sort of ropes being made, but thank goodness they have metal in them because they get detected. Drugs and alcohol, whatever. Spirituality, that was a weird one because it was like really high for like the longest time. But yeah, that's fine. Literature, we got a library. Nothing much we can do. Maybe build another library. Who knows? Luxuries, that's the one that's continuously banging my head against the wall. And if anyone has any advice regarding that, please let me know because it's just like it's a great level of sadness. So there's that. But I'm very happy with the way that the prison turned out. I mean, there's a lot because I completed the road to 500. There's still a lot of stuff I yet to do on Prison Architect. Like, I haven't done the campaign. I got it from a good source that you could complete it within just a couple of hours. Like, I could do it in 2 sessions maybe. So there's always that. Definitely want to try the co-op again, see where that goes, because that that looks like fun. Also want to do a sort of go on a mode where you have unlimited funds and really sort of design a really well worked out prison, like the most realistic way of doing it. Because even though this is fun and I love the idea of starting small and sort of expanding, and that's a great sense of accomplishment that you have within the game, it's not how real prisons are built. Like, no one builds a prison for 20 people and be like, okay, we're going to expand it this way. No, they figured it out beforehand. So there you go. I'm also interested in like being a prisoner in this prison and trying to escape my own prison. I think that will be pretty interesting. I'm gonna see if I can sort of pull that off. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I still want to do with Prison Architect. If people are still interested in it and watching it, that's fine. But yeah, I don't mind streaming it for a bit longer. So that's basically my thoughts on Prison Architect. What I've learned, or like if I have any tips, I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of good advice out there. All you need to do is just sort of search it. You've got Prison Architect Wiki. You've got the Steam page. A lot of great discussions on the Steam page. A lot of people really sharing their thoughts and strategies and stuff. And I think if you're looking for advice or trying to figure out how to do something, that's the best place that I've gone to. But I guess in terms of advice, I guess deployment is a must to get the maximum use out of your guards, because it's not cost effective to have so many guards in, because you're trying to keep order. So try not lock micromanagement and deployment as soon as you can, so you can tell which guards to go where. It's always been quite useful to me. It's not that intuitive, and I don't think there's much of a tutorial for it, but it's very useful deployment. And yeah, if you can learn how to use it, then you can sort of see how to best manage the prison. I guess the next thing is utilities. Yeah, I didn't know much about utilities going in, obviously, because I did the stupid thing. I tried to connect up 2 generators to one circuit, and overloaded it twice. I think someone clipped it on Twitch, so that was fun. So yeah, figure out ahead of time where you want the wires to go, where you want the water to go, this, that, and the other. It's all good. It's all fun. But also, I guess my main tip is, just play it the way you want to play it, really. I think this is a fantastic game because there's so many different ways you can have fun with it. And, at the end of the game, it's a video game. So it's like, don't be too hung up on trying to do things properly or, make a mistake or whatnot. Because, have fun, I guess. And I had a lot of fun with this. So, this isn't me like sort of wrapping things up on it because I still wanted a lot of stuff I want to do with it. But yeah, it was actually real fun. I'm super happy that I put a lot of time into it because it was super good. Next game I want to highlight before I get on to the main topic that I wanted to sort of talk about is Foundation again. So I was watching like other sort of live streams of other people play Foundation, and I realised they're pretty tidy. They got all their houses in a row. All their roads make sense. Me, I say this all the time. I say this when I play SimCity. I am London-inspired city builder. Like there's no city planning here. It's okay, I guess we need more of that. Let's build it that way. Let's build a road here, a train station here, underground here. I think there are like a lot of disused underground stations in London, or like places where trains were supposed to go and was never built. But yeah, but yeah, I kind of figured out. I started like a new game. I didn't stream it, but I basically took what I learned, and it was like, okay, you kind of figure it out. So this game's all about production. This is all about production chains. This is all about amassing materials, getting it transferred to another place to make it into more useful materials, and then it's something you can sell back to your villagers or trade as thus. So I think this time the problem I got hit with bad weather. And that caused us to lose 50% of like wheat, berries, and other stuff that we don't make. But yeah, so the way I solved that, the way that I wanted to solve that problem was to have a bunch of dairy farms which weren't affected, and sort of be like, okay, let's make cheese a number one product, and we have so much cheese, and then when we don't have good weather, we can do that. And I haven't seen the fruits of that strategy yet. I won't know until I play another session of Foundation. But I think it's in a good position. I think I got it quite sort of figured out by the end here. That's the weird thing, actually. I got 22 views on this video, which is kind of weird because I never get more than 10. But yeah, I got 22 in a week. So I don't know. I think it was the thumbnail. I just think it was the thumbnail. It was the thumbnail of the loading screen that I had, and I think just people just sort of clicked on it, watched it for 30 seconds, and then left. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, my strategy was to sort of go heavy into milk. So I built a bunch of dairy farms. That's what I'm gonna do. I had the advice to sort of switch immigration off, but I still needed people to fill jobs, so I've kept it on for the time being, but that's always in the back of my mind to turn it off. I don't know why I spawned so many cows, because I have no idea whether that adds to milk production. I have no clue, but I don't know. I don't know why I spawned so many. I thought like more cows, more milk, more cheese, more profit, but I don't think that's how that works. So there's that. Something else I would like to highlight. There's always a mini quest where you can send off soldiers to fight in the battles, and yeah, I think this might be a bug because it's like I send them off. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't even leave, and I don't know whether that's my fault. I don't know whether the landscapes change where I can't build on something, but yeah, it's a very weird sort of bug that I had. So that's strange. I actually need to look into that just to make sure that the game's not corrupted or something, because it's like, it's so bizarre. Because I depend on that because they if the mission's successful, they bring back wine, and I sell the wine for massive profit. So I kind of need them to come back and bring back wine for me to sell. And I don't know if there's a problem with that or why I'm getting spammed so much. But yeah, having fun Foundation. I'm thinking about adding Planet Zoo to the roster, so that might take up. Might play Planet Zoo instead of a Prison Architect session. Depends how things sort of work out. But yeah, that's my deal with Foundation so far. I'll be playing that on Friday this week. So if you want to drop by, if you're watching this later, whatever. Yeah. All right. So basically, the thing I wanted to talk about is basically digital storefronts, and more specifically, I wanted to give my thoughts on a subject that's very old, but hey, it's it's my platform, I guess. I just want to share my piece, and it's the whole sort of Epic Game Store and their business practices. Now, Epic Game Store, as you know, is a digital storefront. Basically, a lot of people are upset at them about the whole Shemnu thing. Basically, what they're doing is that they're getting video game developers to supply them with games so they can sell it basically as exclusive. Basically, they want exclusivity so that, of course, they can get more people, more traffic going through their digital storefront. Some people disliked it. I think there was a bit of backlash against it. I haven't heard anything recently. But I just wanted to just sort of talk about it, because I was having a chat about someone else about it, and the point they brought up was, it's an alternative to Steam, and we can't let Steam run everything, so we have to support it. Now, the problem I had with that sort of statement is that the whole point of having a sort of free market where people compete is the fact that they compete. They don't get a participation trophy. Just because you show up with your product doesn't mean that people have to buy it because you're there. That's nonsense. What you need is something that sets you apart, and if you're good enough and innovative enough, then you get the attention, you get the sales, you are successful. Steam had to compete with a lot of people when it first came out. You know, nobody knew much about owning stuff digitally, and they disrupted the entire industry. Because it's like, you know, a lot of the game industry was mainly based on people trading in games and buying them back, and there was like this huge thing about, pre-owned games, you're not supporting developers, and DRM, piracy, whatever, and Steam just kind of cut through that. It's not annoying to play the games. It doesn't have crazy DRM. You just log into your account and you can play video games. It supported a lot of indie developers, a lot of I can't think of an example right now, but I know Kenshi was on Greenlight. Was Kenshi on? Okay, I'm going to search that now. Kenshi on Steam Greenlight. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so Kenshi, a game that was actually, you know, very popular. You know, well, now it's like I think it's more popular now than it was back when I bought it. But yeah, so it encourages stuff like that. The point I'm making is that Steam actually brought in innovative practices. It tried to innovate. It gave people a platform, and you know what? And it did its best to try and steer clear of any craziness. And now I know there's some like bad stuff they did, and I will get into that maybe on another stream. But the point I'm making is that they're the ones that took the risk and everything. I don't think it's makes any sense to say support Epic Store just because they're the alternative. Now, I don't have a problem with them bargaining with developers for exclusivity, because it's sort of like, how else are they supposed to sort of stand out from Steam or anything else? Now, what people forget about good old game, what they forget is about good old games. Good old games is also a digital storefront, but people don't talk about it competing with Steam. But I think this had its own, but Good Old Games had its own identity. You know, it didn't just sell new games; it sold a lot of older games, and I think that's what created a bit of a niche for it, because you could find like I don't know. Let's try. I don't know, like Sid Meier. Yeah, you don't say old school like Sid Meier. So yeah, you can go on there. You can buy old Sid Meier stuff, like from 1994. It has a lot of really classically old games, and that's what's. You could probably get this on Steam, but I don't search when I look for old games. I don't go to Steam to find old games. I go to GOG, even though they probably could be on Steam. But you know, I go to Good Old Games because that's how they're marketed. That's what sets them apart. And I bought Moonlighter from Good Old Games because I saw it on here. It was on sale. I bought it. So there you go. Epic Game Store. It's like there's nothing. You know, there's nothing they can really do apart from ask for exclusivity. So I think it was unfair that people came down on them for just trying to stand out. And the whole idea that you're supposed to support a business just because they're there and an alternative is nonsense. And I feel the same about. I saw an article today about challenger banks, like, oh, give Metro Bank a chance because, Royal Bank of Scotland and HSBC and NatWest, they run everything, you know, nobody switches account. And it's like, and I'm like, well, why doesn't Metro Bank do something to make people want to switch banks? But, you know, people probably won't get that sort of reference. But, you know, what I'm saying about digital storefronts is that in order to compete, you've got to have your own sort of aesthetic. I mean, you know, this is just I can walk into any secondhand game shop and see all this on the shelves. It's like, you know, if I didn't see that as Epic Game Store at the top, I would have thought this was Steam. You know what I mean? You got to try and define yourselves. But I'm sure they know more about their business than I do. But that's just my thought on it. And if you want to enter the market, you got to do something different. So that's my thought about that. Well, anyway, I'm all talked out. I'm not sure whether to go do this bi-weekly or keep doing it weekly. I'm probably going to go bi-weekly because super tired. But I hope you all have a really good week. Thank you for stopping by, and I will talk next time. And as always, if you want to leave a comment anywhere, that's fine. I'll get it. And thanks for